It's this road today. I have a new thing for you to watch. It's gonna be the VOD review of one of my viewers submitting this VOD. So there's this thing in chat. If you haven't been to the stream in a while, there's this thing in chat where you get points for watching. After you watch 3,000 minutes, you get 3,000 points, and you can ask for a VOD review. Now, I have a few cool things that I can do with that, such as drawing to make a point, which is going to make things easier. But for now, well, let's just get into the game. Let me click here. Yeah, so this button is completely useless. It's the first time I do it, so I like. Obviously, he plays Diva. I'm not saying like my Diva is good or anything. I'm trying to like get. I guess I could like set it. I could have maybe set up hotkeys or something, but faster. I'm trying to go like at normal time or faster than normal, but I guess I can skip forward. All right, so 2300 Sonic on Drugs. It's on console as well, which makes things a bit interesting. Is there like a speed? So he picks Diva. He's thinking about Winston Rodog, but he's gonna lock in the Diva very soon. Or does he actually play Reinhardt? Oh, so there's a little bit of Reinhardt here. The speed is. I don't know if I want to keep this speed. We'll see. He ends up playing. How do I guess I would need a numpad. Let me see if the on-screen keyboard, because I don't have a numpad. If I like press minus. Ah, there you go. Okay, so I just need to press that. Okay. So I'm numpad on my keyboard. So first of all, your positioning. I know you're in gold. I know you're like, playing people that you're playing with people that might not even have microphones set up, but you really want to be setting up on the gas station. No, I actually didn't get a good look at your lineup. So you have Bastion over there doing his own thing. You have Ana. You have a Reaper. So you got one support, it seems. Are you gonna press tab again for me, my man? I guess I'll have to go back to the beginning. You have a Genji. So you have 3 DPS, Ana, the Reinhardt. So I don't think, yeah. And you're gonna switch off Reinhardt, I think, a little bit later on into the video. You're gonna go into Diva, which I guess makes sense. It really does make sense because there's no one sitting behind your shield with the Reaper, with the Genji. The shield for Reinhardt is good for Bastion, and I guess that's what you need to be doing here. You need to sit behind him, because otherwise there's no one that has your back, right? So you actually had a Winston that was... Okay, let's press tab. Okay, so you're on 3 tank, 1 support. The Bastion was the Junkrat. So you still don't have that many people sitting behind you. You'll have the tanks, so you want to cover the tanks. Maybe try to get them talking. Try to play with the Roadhog and the Ana. Those are your people if you play a Reinhardt. The shield is the purpose of not defending yourself, but defending others. And so sitting by yourself like you did, not with the Bastion, not with anyone. It's just a question of positioning. There's nothing else you can do if you're in the wrong position. Now, putting up your shield, it makes sense. You kind of don't want to be taking a lot of headshots walking in. Gonna swing that hammer onto the Diva. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so you get the Diva out of her mech. See here, you're still shielding. Well, you're shielding so they don't attack you, but I guess it's really hard with only 1 support. That charge was a little bit too ambitious. And not only that charge was a little bit too ambitious, you would have charged into the emptiness of nothing. You would have like killed yourself. You would have taken someone, but you would have killed yourself with it. And also, your shield doesn't protect you from the Winston attack. So in case you didn't know that, Winston's going to be doing damage to you. And so you were at 200 HP before you turn the corner. If you have a single healing Ana, you should just grab a health pack somewhere, because she's not always gonna have your back. And if you need heals, of course, if there's a solo healer, you're gonna be the annoying cunt. But press whatever. There has to be like a chat wheel, right? there has to be a button that says like press heal or need healing. On the PC, for those that are watching this, it's X. So you press X, need healing, and then eventually the support will be like, oh, okay, like this guy needs my help. Let me help him out. So here you have your ultimate, so you kind of don't want to switch. I mean, you could be playing the second support since you have two other tanks. It's not out of the question. We're going to speed things up here. Alright, you get back to the fight. You flame strike the Mercy. You make sure the D.Va doesn't kill you. You get on a point. It's contested. Actually, see here you hold on. It's very here you okay, so we have to go back a little bit. Here you dived. What did you dive for? You dive for the Mercy, okay? Here, discharge is never good. First of all, I mean, if you would have gone the Mercy, would have been nice. But you need to be touching the payload at all times, especially as a tank. There's no reason for you. Unless you're playing like the Winston, you're playing the off tank. But as a main tank, like, you know, Zarya, Reinhardt, your job is really to sit on that payload and, you know, make yourself cozy, make it really warm. So now, now you're behind them. You're trying to get back, and I mean, you get the Winston, which you, Winston gets a single res, and you die to the Winston gun because it doesn't help you. Also, it felt like you were trying to like maybe use your ultimate and go into something else, and you kind of didn't. So really, if you touch the payload, you use your ult, you killed one maybe or two, die. And then switch to, I don't know, a healer. Maybe that would have been better. Since, you know, these people that were running three tanks. Three tanks with Ana can be okay. I don't know the exact metagame on console. Also, I don't know where you're going. The fastest, I think to me at least, the fastest exit out of spawn is really the other exit. So like you respawn and you go right here. Then you go up. So let me point it out to you. You go up. Like right over here to this entrance. Instead, you go over here, which is really a lot slower. It's maybe a bit safer, but you know the catwalk's not contested, and well, I guess your people died before you. Also, trying to tell your people to group up for a 6v6, usually not a bad thing. Trying to flame strike here is the right call. D.Va eats it. You can't do much about it. So yeah, the biggest problem with Reinhardt is really whenever you put up your shield, there's no way for you to know who's behind you or where's the team. So your awareness of how you guys are actually doing is really important. You whiff your ult. I mean, there wasn't a great position for you to be in, and then you finally had enough. The second tank went into Bastion, which, you know, let's be realistic. There's a D.Va on the enemy team. Bastion's never a great pick during that situation. You have a nice D.Va skin at least. Let's see what you do with that. Well, let me switch back to my clicks. So now here you go for the flank. Now, you have a Bastion with you. You should cover him. D.Va kind of can help Bastion, just like a Reinhardt can. So you want to sit in front of him and help him and protect him instead of flanking. Yeah, well, okay. Well, I guess this Bastion's sitting in next to the respawn, so he's not the best example you can have. But I mean, D.Va's good versus the Pharaoh rockets. You can eat a lot of those, and that's great. But yeah, it's just going for the flank was a bit weird because you're next to their respawn. You kind of want to contest the payload and be closer to your teammates. That was nice. You almost got back into mech. That didn't work out, but it's valiant effort. Right, your teammates are trying to dodge the Hanzo. Let's see what you do. Let's speed it up. Okay, you get back in the fight this time. You don't go for the flank, which is better in my opinion. Playing a bit by yourself. You're not a roadhog here. I think you do a much because like you can eat a lot of rockets, but if they're like you're the only person that you're protecting, it's like the tank usually is the assisting the team a little bit like the support. I mean, like everyone has the same common goal of trying to help the team win, but you want to be thinking for others. All right, your team is really struggling big time. There's not that much time left on the clock. You guys are not doing too poorly. You know, Bastion's in front. He's on the right side. Let's see. Is anyone else attacking him? No, you're gonna get the Diva out of there. Nice. Genji using his ult maybe a bit too preemptively. Only the Diva was left on the payload. So Genji might be regretting that if he's trying to improve. If he's just trying to have fun, he probably thinks he did awesome, but I don't know. The console meta, yeah, these people, they just go forward. Bastion's in a position. You kind of want to look at the Bastion. Shooting from that far with Diva doesn't do any damage. Just want to pay attention to where your Bastion is. Try to help him out if that's really what he's going to play. Alright, the guy gets a hook. Maybe you could have thrown your ult in there. Maybe you can wait for when you're actually low. The problem when you're actually low is, you know, people expect you to blow your ult. So your ultimate with Diva is a little bit like grenades in CSGO. You're gonna wanna like throw the mech and then press your ult. Oh, I thought you were gonna throw your mech there. See, like an ultimate like that usually doesn't do. Oh, do you not have the kill feed on? That's something I just realized. You need that ASAP. You need to know in the top right who's alive, who's dead, how many people have been killed. It's a really important feature of keeping numbers in the game. You just look at the kill feed. All right, there are like 3. All right, there are 4. There are 2. I'm sure you hear it. You hear me say it all the time on the stream. So we're gonna fast forward for the attack. I'm actually not listening to the calls you're making. It doesn't seem like no one's talking. Prepare to attack. You lock in Diva. There's 5 people in voice chat. No one's saying much. Alright, so this time you still have 1 support. You have 2 DPS. Alright. Maybe I should have skipped forward a tiny bit. Having fun, shooting at everything. Alright, here we go.
Definitely have a mercy.
Alright, so they have a Reaper that's really good for you. They have a Hanzo that's really good for you. Last thing you want to do is lose your mech really quickly, but getting in their face here is really paying off. You want to be careful to not lose the mech. Yeah, the moment you lose your mech is the moment you're really not that useful as a Diva. No one's actually pushing the payload, but you guys won the first fight, so that's pretty good. So you're gonna get your mech back. I would suggest maybe telling your team like, hey, like we need someone on the payload. And I'm sure you guys are gonna turn around at some
Is
point.
anyone actually pushing a payload?
Yeah, so in that situation you would have wanted maybe like 1 person to stay in the payload. When you say something like that, like Winston, like try to call the location. So like Winston on the left, on the high ground, top left, you know, back right, back left, low ground, or like bottom left, you know, bottom right. Alright, so you're trading good here. Maybe you can throw your mech. See, you use your mech there, and they all have the time to walk away from it. So before, what I want you to practice this week, or next time you play Diva, is whenever you ult, I want you to like shift.
Reaper's down.
So I want you to shift it, and then pop your ult. Because every time you just let your mech sit there, unless it's like on top of the payload, and you're like trying to push it in overtime, then you know, like it doesn't do anything. So yeah, like really, like the only time it would be good to do the mech you did, the bomb you did, is you're defending, the enemy team's in overtime, you die, you pop the mech, and then they all have to walk away from the payload to actually survive. So that's when the ult you did would be good. But in most situations, you want to be launching the mech, so you press shift. Sometimes you can wait. If you press shift and you start the mech right away, it'll go super far. if you press shift and you wait for a second or 2 seconds left, it'll go less far. And then that way, it gives less time for people to walk away from it. And also sometimes what you can do is, let's say, like, you know, like the boost is like 3 seconds, right? So you'll boost towards a wall, and then you'll press Q, and there's 3 seconds left, and it'll go towards the wall, and it'll actually drift a bit to the right, and then it'll go where you want. Do you know what I mean? It's like a little bit like a Junkrat with the tire. Like you crank it against the wall, and then they stop hearing it, which in this case is a irrelevant detail because they won't stop hearing the mech. But you crank it against the wall, and then you like pull it out at the last second, and then you blow it. So there's some Diva Mechs guides out there. If you guys are looking for it, and you ask in the comment section on YouTube, I can help you out. But anyway, your ultimate usage with Diva needs a lot more work. You go for the Winston. It's a really good matchup for you, so it's good. Kill him. Nice. You guys are doing good on time. I think there's like 3:30 left. You're building up your ultimate quite quickly as well. That's nice. You're moving forward because the gates are opening, or just because you want to fight them. So that's good. Yeah, whenever you see the Reaper, it's a good target for you to use your Matrix. Here versus Hanzo, Matrix is good as well. It's all projectile. You're asking for heals, but it's a simple Lucio. One thing you might not know is touching the payload actually heals you. So the Lucio plus the payload, you know, pushing the payload is useful for that because you're getting healed. But yeah, the kill feed is something you're gonna have to like turn on, like today.
Welcome to the Panda Tribe.
Oh yeah! Oh, they fixed the alerts with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you, Viper, for the sub. I'm doing a VOD review for a viewer right now. Again, this time you did not use your ultimate, which I really like. Maybe you were. You did kill the Tracer in a 1v1. The Mercy did res. So you see in that situation, they're fighting 3v5. Maybe it's hard to tell because you're not pressing tab, and I don't have the kill feed. But and that's the end of part 1. But in that situation, really. You want to be counting numbers and maybe tell your teammates, like, hey guys, there's a 3v5 right now, like maybe back up or save ultimates. That sort of communication goes a long way. Like for me, even at my level, when people don't do it, it gets really confusing. I'm like, guys, like what's going on? Can we talk more? Like, can you call the Discords? Can you do this and that? And again, here you don't ult. I agree with that. Getting your mech back is always nice, but like I said, if you're not going to throw the ult, might as well just not do it. If you think you can get a lot of work done with a new mech, then you do it, but it's always better to throw that ultimate. So like right here, maybe I would have thrown it against the wall, so they don't have anywhere to back. You didn't do it again. What you can do as well is try to you can try to combo it with a graviton. That can be really good. A graviton, a hurt shatter, those are really good ults for you to combo with your Diva mech. And we're gonna fast forward a bit here. The game doesn't last too long. I don't think you guys will be getting this checkpoint, if I remember correctly. So you're killing the Pharaoh. That's really nice. It's a good target for you. Yeah, you've been holding on to your ult for quite a while now, and now it ends up you're using it right now, right? No, you're not. So again, it's like 3 times you lose your mech, you haven't used your ult. You probably would have had like maybe half a ult or a full second ultimate by now if you actually used it earlier. So it's always those noises you make, man. I wonder if they muted you by now. So it's always tricky, like, am I using my ults for nothing, or am I holding on to my ults for too long? And that sweet balance really needs to be there for you. Like, so like I said, better ult usage, better positioning to help your teammates out, the kill feed, communication with your teammates, you know, back left, you know, top right, bottom right, that sort of thing. See, here you throw it, but you throw it kind of like in a direction that they're really far away from. It's like, how could I explain? It's like you're throwing a cake at someone. you want to try to aim in their direction, where there will like certainly be receiving some cake on them. But if you throw it on the other side of the room, the cake splash will probably not hit them at all. So gotta work just on a tiny bit on that. I'm sure Diva is really fun to play on console because you know you're like a mech with a controller and all that. But yeah, no, thank you so much, Sonic on Drugs, for submitting this gold gameplay of Diva on Route 66 on Xbox, I believe. If you have another VOD review you want me to do eventually, I'm gonna be trying to do these maybe once a week. I have a lot of people in the chat that are interested in them. I'm gonna put them on YouTube. It was my first time. I had the drawing thing, didn't use it too much, but the occasion didn't present itself all that much, and yeah, more communication, better positioning, kill feed, and better ults. Good luck with these 4 things that you need to improve on. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this Overwatch VOD review on my YouTube channel, make sure to like, subscribe. Any comments, any questions, something you disagree with that I said, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and have a good time.